Toastmaster Sivasalam, Sergeant at Arms for the Arabian Toastmasters Club, calling the virtual meeting to order. On behalf of Arabian Toastmasters Club, I welcome you all to the joint meeting with Mind Academy Toastmasters Club. There are a few ground rules to be followed during the meeting. Please switch off your mobile phones or put in silent mode. This is an educational program. Here we don't discuss matters related to sex, religion, and politics. Also, please avoid cross-talking while the meeting is in progress. The mission of the Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutual supportive and positive learning experience in which the members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and positive growth. We have a great theme for the day, Happy Independence Day. To lead us through the meeting, we have dynamic leaders, Toastmaster Arun Vasan, Ramesh Nambiar. About Arun Vasan, he is a stalwart for the Arabian Toastmasters Club for many years. He is a dynamic leader who loves to empower his teammates to use their creativity and develop themselves. He is a manager by profession working with Bureau Veritas for the nearly 15 years. A mechanical engineer by about 31 years of experience who loves music and public speaking. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Arun Vasan to preside the meeting tonight. Request all to give thunderous round of applause to welcome Toastmaster Arun Vasan. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sivasalam. Very kind of you. That's a beautiful introduction you have given. And welcome one and all for this special meeting, I would say, on this very special occasion. 75th Independence Day is by no means a small achievement for our country. And I'm sure our Toastmaster of the Day would have greater things planned for us, so I won't probably like to touch more on that. We don't have any guest. Do we have a Toastmaster Ramesh? Because I see most of the ones who are there are known faces only. Do we have any guest?
No, we do
Presiding
not have any.
Presiding officer, we have Madam Safa joining
All
from
right.
India, and yes,
I had a
and she's a regular.
out.
Yeah, she is a regular attendee of Mind Academy sessions.
Okay, welcome, Toastmaster Safa. I think likely to be your Toastmaster, if I'm not mistaken. So great, most welcome to the meeting. Anyone else? I don't see any more.
No.
All right. So with that, let me just go to a couple of things which was probably eating my mind the last week or so. My wife, she was a teacher in SBOS school, Ananagar, for almost 20-25 years. And both my kids, they studied there. And Mohit, my son, was not exactly, let's say, very good in maths. So in SBOS school, they have this culture. These teachers' kids, they'll always be, let's say, given tuition by fellow teachers, and they don't charge a single paisa for that. It's an unspoken rule which everyone follows very sincerely. So when Mohit had this problem, there was this maths teacher, I won't probably like to name her, who took very good care of him, and he was able to clear the maths exam with great and very satisfying marks. I had absolutely no, let's say, even my wildest dream, I never thought that he would score so much, but he did, and it was very satisfying to see him do so well. Last week, the maths teacher, she doesn't have any kids of her own, and she and her husband is around like 60 plus. They both are like, and Mohit would be like still be in touch with them, meet them every now and then. In fact, just 10 days ago, he met them and went out for dinner and stuff. And just last week, when this maths teacher and her husband, they were coming to school, which is their norm in the auto. He dropped her, and then while going back, he was just telling the auto guy, "Look, I'm not feeling so well. I think I'm having kind of a chest pain." This one. And by the time he reached home, he had literally collapsed. It seems that he had a massive heart attack. He couldn't make it. And this maths teacher, she was like devastated. I don't have to go in depth, you can imagine the kind of unbelievable tragedy she had to face. No, when this is the second case that I'm seeing in the last couple of years. Okay, death is inevitable, but this thought keeps popping in my mind. Are we ready to face death? Are we doing anything steps for it? Now, this particular miss, she was so used to her husband, she had absolutely no clue where the finances are, how it is being planned, who is doing what. Absolutely zero. In fact, she doesn't even know how to book a gas on her own. She was like so much dependent on her husband. Now, this experience has left me with two lessons, which I thought I should share. Number one, let us not assume, let us not think that our better half, they know everything. So once in a while, if we can just sit together and even share, look, this is what is ours, this is how I have invested all my things, this is the banking systems, this is how it works. And if we are a little bit, let's say, pragmatic about it without any emotions involved, it will be a huge, huge thing. The second thing which I thought I should definitely mention, that Mohit was able to get the blessings of his favorite maths teacher's husband. They have always been showering him gifts. One fine day he would come and tell me, look, Dad, they gave me this shirt, they gave me this watch, they gave me that, they took me to this temple. He was lucky enough to get his blessings just a few days before he passed away. Now, he might become successful, he might have money, but would he be able to get those moments with him? No, it's not possible. So fellow Toastmasters friends, one thing that I always stress and tell people that please stay in touch with your family and friends. Spend some time, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It might look very, insignificant. It might look very, what's a big deal or something like that. Let me do it tomorrow. We like to postpone. That's our normal habit. What's a rush? I have job to do. I have this commitment to do. I have work to do. I have miles to go and all those stuff. All that thing sounds good. It's all fine. But just that phone call, that call, that meeting, that few pleasantries, that few memories that we can create. If we can do that, I would just urge all of you to please do that without fail. So with that thought, I will now request Toastmaster Rameshan Nambiar to take up the dais. He probably doesn't need much introduction. I asked Toastmaster Vijita for Mr. Rameshan's profile. He has spent almost 20 plus years. He's a research chemist, and he's manager for both quality, and he has a very, very impressive portfolio. But I always love his smile. He used to be our member he used to visit us in Arabian Toastmasters also. I think there is a huge, let's say, humorous talent which is hidden in him somewhere. He looks very serious, but I doubt whether he's truly that serious as he makes himself out to be. Toastmaster Rameshan, the stage is all yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Arun Basin, for that kind introduction and sharing your experience, actually. Yeah, I was in Arabian Toastmaster. I visited, I was a member also for some time. Actually, I visited, I think, 3 or 4 meetings I attended, but somehow it was discontinued. Anyway, thank you very much for that introduction. So once again, good evening, everybody. First of all, wish you all a very happy Independence Day. Today we celebrate the 75th anniversary of our Independence Day as a national festival of India. It is the most auspicious day for we Indians because India became independent after a lot of hardships and sacrifices of the brave Indian freedom fighters. The entire nation celebrates this day with the full spirit of patriotism. On this auspicious day, let us pay tribute to all the prominent leaders of the nation who have heroically fought the country's independence in the past. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar once said, freedom of mind is the real freedom. A person whose mind is not free, though he may not be in chains is a slave, not a free man. One whose mind is not free, though he may not be in prison, is a prisoner and not a free man. One whose mind is not free, though alive, is no better than dead. Freedom of mind is the proof of one's existence. With that note in mind, fellow Toastmasters and guests, let us free up our mind for today's education session. To carry forward today's edutainment session, we have a happy homemaker, an ardent Toastmaster. I've been a member of the Toastmasters fraternity for the last 12 years, former Vice President, Education of Periyar Toastmasters Club, former President of Periyar Toastmasters Club, immediate past President of Mind Academy Toastmasters Club, a table topic speech winner in the area and division level, currently serving as Area 53 Director. Let me welcome Toastmaster Vijitha Murali. Over to you, Toastmaster Vijitha Murali. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for that elevating introduction. Dear fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, as we all know, today marks a very important day for every Indian across the globe as we unite to celebrate 75 years of independence. I have therefore chosen Independence Day as the theme of the day. India's independence was a tryst with destiny, as the struggle for freedom was a long and tiresome one, witnessing the sacrifices of many freedom fighters who laid down their lives. Let us salute our freedom fighters and all those mighty souls whose sacrifice and struggle has led us to this day, when we enjoy freedom in every breath we take. Let us salute all our soldiers at the borders who are very vigilant to keep our country safe. It's a rejoiceful day, especially for expats like you and me, who are miles away from our country. Like they say, you can take an Indian out of India, but you cannot take India out of an Indian. Our heart and soul belongs to this wonderful country, which has for ages been the melting pot of different cultures, languages, religions, castes, and whatnot. On this auspicious day, let us remind ourselves of the sacrifices our freedom fighters had to endure so that all of us can breathe in a free India. It's time to acknowledge and be grateful to each and every soldier once again for keeping safe. It's also time to be thankful to all the men and women from all walks of life who have made our country proud with their achievements and accomplishments in every field. Today, India is a strong economy, a country which is progressing on the fast track to become a superpower. Long live India. Jai Hind. Let us pledge to make our country proud wherever we go, in whatever we do. This Independence Day let us take this pledge to protect our nation's peace and integrity no matter what. Independence or freedom is indeed a great feeling, isn't it? On this auspicious day, let us as individuals pledge to free ourselves from the shackles of negativity, our shortcomings, our setbacks that hold us from realizing our true potential and become free and independent in the true sense of the word. With that, let us begin this educational session which is lined up for today. Let me introduce you to my energetic team of assignees who will be assisting me in conducting the meeting smoothly. Let me introduce each one of them. First, we have with us our grammarian and one master tonight, who is Toastmaster Mehul Chauhan. He has a master's degree in petrochemical engineering and is passionate in chemical engineering, coaching, mentoring. He is working with Sadara and he has 18 plus years of experience as process design engineer across the globe at various multinational companies. He is the VP Education of Mind Academy Toastmasters Club. A very enterprising person. Please put your hands together to welcome our grammarian and word master tonight, Toastmaster Mehul Chauhan. Toastmaster Mehul Chauhan, could you please explain your role as the grammarian and word master? Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Vijita Madam, for a towering introduction. And happy 75th Independence Day to one and all. As a grammarian and word master, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers and listen carefully to their language usages. I will take note of the inappropriate usage of the language, as well as I will take note of outstanding words, phrases, saying, and thoughts used in the speeches. As a grammarian and word master, it is my duty to introduce the word of the day. And for that, let me share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Today's word of the day is genteel. It is an adjective. The meaning of genteel is belonging or suited to a polite society, well-bred or refined, polite, elegant, stylish. In another way, affectedly and pretentiously polite, delicate, etc. Genteel word originated in around 1590 to 1600 in France, and it has origin to the word gentle. If you look at the appropriate usage in a sentence, the example is, in the gentle parlance of diplomat speak, that counts as a dressing down. I bought them boots to wear only when I go to genteel society, said one of the codfish tribe to the wags in the another day. So with this, I would encourage each and every one of you to please use word of the day. And with that, over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mehul Chauhan, for introducing us to the word of the day, genteel. I urge all of the speakers and assignees to use it generously in your speeches and your assignments as well. Now, moving on to our timer tonight. We have with us a MSc B.Ed graduate who is currently working as a teacher. She's also enjoying her motherhood. I request Toastmaster Anjali Sri Kumar to please acknowledge your presence and briefly explain your role as the timer.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, dear Toastmasters. Today, my role as a timer is to keep track of time for all the speeches and evaluation sessions. For prepared speeches, the time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes, and for icebreaker, it is 4 to 6 minutes. And for the table topics, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. And for evaluation, it is 2 to 3 minutes. I will report the exact time taken by each speaker at the end of each session when called upon. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anjali Sri Kumar, for letting us know the details of the timing requirements. Now, moving on to our table topic master tonight, we have with us Toastmaster Mudra Sisodia. I'll be introducing her in detail during the table topic session. However, may I request Toastmaster Mudra to please acknowledge your presence and briefly explain your role as the table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. First of all, I would like to wish all of you a very, very happy 75th Independence Day. So, a pleasant evening to all of you. Today, as a table topics master, it is my duty to prepare a set of interesting and stimulating table topics for the impromptu speech session and to lead a lively table topic session when called upon to do so. Today, we are going to have a fun table topic session, which is going to be very engaging. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mudra Sisodia. Now, moving on to
Toastmaster Vijita, we can't hear you clearly.
extremely sorry I got disconnected. Let me once again introduce our Zoom master and vote counter. Did you people hear the introduction that I said? Probably not.
No, ma'am.
No,
Okay,
madam.
I'll once again introduce our vote counter and Zoom master tonight, Toastmaster Vasanti Sai Krishna. She's a busy mom of 2 lovely boys, a teacher by profession working with Al Mosem International School. She believes that a single smile can touch all the beautiful hearts. Toastmaster Vasanti, could you please explain your role as the vote counter and Zoom master? Over to you.
Thank you for this genteel introduction and energetic introduction, Toastmaster Vijita ma'am. And good evening, everyone. Happy Independence Day, 75th Independence Day to all my proud Indian members here. As a Zoom master, to start the meeting on time and to allow the all members, as we are having, we are going to be having this joint meeting with the Mind Academy. So it made my mind ease and made me comfortable with the help of Toastmaster Bala. Thank you so much for starting the meeting on time. And as a vote counter, tonight we have to launch the poll at the end of each session and to declare the results at the end of the meeting when called upon to do so. And a small request, Toastmaster of the Day from our side. We have 2 TT masters, table topic masters here. Now Toastmasters Mudra, I think she is also have been to TT master. So we'll do one thing, 3 topics from Toastmaster Mudra and 3 topics from Toastmaster Shivasailam, because he is also prepared with the table topics. I think some confusion was there in the agenda when we are preparing the flyers. Apologies from our side. Hope it's okay, Toastmaster Vijita ma'am.
Definitely. We can definitely go ahead with that. We'll have 3 topics from each of the clubs. So moving ahead, thank you so much, Toastmaster Vasanti, for explaining your role as the vote counter and Zoom master. Now, we also have our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ashik. He has not joined us yet. I'll introduce him in detail during the evaluation session. So let's move ahead with the prepared speech session. Are the speakers ready? Are the speakers ready?
Yes,
Are the
ma'am.
evaluators ready?
Yeah.
Great. Is the timer ready?
Yeah, yes, ready.
Great, great. So there's no reason to wait now. Let me introduce you to our first speaker tonight. Our first speaker tonight is Toastmaster Arun Vasan, and he'll be attempting his level 1 project 1 icebreaker speech from the persuasive influence part. Toastmaster Mehul would be evaluating him. May I request Toastmaster Mehul to please acknowledge your presence and read out the objectives of the project. Over to you, Toastmaster Mehul.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, and Toastmaster Arun Vasan in particular. Toastmaster Arun Vasan is presenting level 1, project 1 icebreaker speech for the second part. And the time limit is 4 to 6 minutes. And the title of the speech is the 3 BVs. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of the public speech. Since it is a second path, if a speaker has some feedback for the first icebreaker speech, then if he can incorporate that, that will be an added plus point I would be looking to. Over to you.
Toastmaster of the day before.
Yes, Mr.
Can I have the timer showing the colors for once?
Sure.
I just want to have a feel of it. Great, perfect. Thank you, timer. Thank you. I'm good to go.
Thank
May
you,
I?
Toastmaster. So Toastmaster Arun Vasan is the president of Arabian Toastmasters Club. He is the manager by profession working with Bureau Veritas for close to 15 years. He loves music and public speaking and believes in serve with passion. His speech title is The 3 BVs. The 3 BVs, Toastmaster Arun Vasan.
3 BVs has had a deep impact and very satisfaction life I had because of these 3. The first one is Bureau Veritas BV. I have worked for almost close to 14 years in this company, and whatever I wanted, this company has provided for me. All my dreams have literally come true with this. The second one is Bal Vikas. I take classes for kids as a part of my social service activities, and doing it for close to about 10 years, and that's extremely satisfying. Last but not least, BV in Hindi means wife. And to me, that's the biggest success I've got. She's like the most genteel person you can ever meet. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, a warm good evening to all of you. We are 4 brothers, and we hail from a city called, an island called Rameshwaram, down south in India. My dad and granddad grew up here. My granddad was Peshkar in this famous Shiva temple. At one stage, we could see his name written on this temple walls. My dad, he was the 3rd graduate from Ramanathapuram district. Any idea who would be the first one? All right, let me make life easy for you.
Dr. APJ.
Yes, exactly. So Dr. APJ Kalam was the first graduate from our district, and my dad was like 3rd in this. Dad chose banking as his profession. And needless to say, we used to get transferred every now and then. At one stage, he was the branch manager for Mandvi in Bombay. And he would tell us with great pride that Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani would wait almost for like 1 hour to get just 1 lakh overdraft. He went on to make Mandvi branch number 1 branch in Indian Overseas Bank. And he was an extremely successful banker. Getting transferred is not easy for a teenager. You can imagine my life. In 12 years, I had like studied in almost 8 different schools. The upside was that I could speak Hindi very fluently. The downside is I never could get any regular set of friends. Maybe in these days, maybe with the WhatsApp, I could have probably managed it. But in those days, I had absolutely no clue. School life, I was not exactly a very nerdy type, but I had let's say, a very good attentive ear. So more often than not, I'll be there in the top 10 manage scores well, and grow properly. I went on to become a mechanical engineer. I joined this college down south in Karaikudi called Alakpa Chettiar College of Engineering. Two incidents has always left a beautiful memory with me. I was the college captain, football team captain, and we were playing zonal championship finals after almost like 17 years. And I was the goalkeeper. We had like the situation kind of went on to sudden death. So I had to take the kick. Believe me, I was never a good kicker. I was a goalkeeper, but I was very poor in kicking. But that particular day, I don't know what went. I was able to kick perfectly, score, and we won after like 17 years. And it was one of my best achievements. And I learned one very important lesson in life, that teamwork really makes dream work. I was the captain, so I used to literally go to each and everyone's room, ask them to come for practice, and we managed to achieve almost the impossible. The second thing which happened in college was what I would say that classic example of non-verbal communication. I had like I once mocked at my senior, and he was like looking at me, and it could have been becoming a little worse situation, but somehow God saved me. I realized that unless you put in proper efforts, you would probably end up in trouble also. There are two quotes which I love a lot. The first one is, just do it. I'm not a great fan of planning. If I feel that I need to do something, I'll just go about doing. I joined Toastmasters. It's almost 10 years. I still enjoy it. I took up harmonium. I had absolutely no clue how to do it. There was no mentor, no teacher, just that one website. I had downloaded all the ragas. I kept practicing. It took 10 years. But after that, I have composed almost like about 100 odd versions. So I know that action speaks louder than words. Just go about doing it. The second thing, which I believe that this too shall pass. I have worked in Dubai. I have worked in Kuwait. I have worked in Qatar. I have worked in Bahrain, but never had the kind of success that I have had in Saudi Arabia. I never ever gave up. The main reason was that I was like the jack of all and master of none, and that always was bothering me. But I knew that this is not the end of the world. Better things are ahead, and I'm glad that I pursued. So, fellow Toastmasters, my dad taught me a very important lesson in life, that always be grateful for whatever you have. Develop that attitude of gratitude. And I have been very, very specific. I have been very particular to follow that all my life. I never ever miss an opportunity to thank my maker, my friends, my family, my fellow Toastmasters, that yes, today, whatever I am is thanks to all your wishes, all your prayers. So never ever miss that. And I have also learned two things. Number one is that I gave up non-veg. The day I left that, I became so tension-free that I never had any more desire to eat food. The second thing is I learned the art of forgiveness. I was able to learn to forgive quick, and others as well as myself. And that is like a huge load lifted off me. My friends, stay in the moment, be grateful, learn to forgive, and life will be beautiful. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arvind Martin, for taking us through your life and giving us a sneak peek into what made you what you are today. Thank you so much, sir. Moving on to our next speaker tonight. We have with us Toastmaster Murli Rao. He'll be attempting his level 3 project 1 of the motivational strategies part. Toastmaster Bala would be evaluating him. May I request Toastmaster Bala to please acknowledge your presence and read out the objectives of the project. Over to you, Toastmaster Bala.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, and very good evening to all the genteel Toastmasters and guests out there. And before I begin my duty as an evaluator, I wish and greet all the guests and fellow Toastmasters a very happy Indian Independence Day. So the speaker, as rightly said by Toastmaster of the Day, is attempting his level 3 project 1 speech project. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of the project for the member to cultivate an understanding of how his emotions impact relationships. It is also designed to help the member identify how others' emotions impact his emotional state. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his experience, journaling emotions, or being aware of emotions while interacting with others. All the best, Toastmaster Murli Rao sir. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bala, for explaining us the speech requirements and details. Toastmaster Murli Rao is a quality professional and a chemist by trade. He has more than 27 years of industry experience and has an expertise in implementing and maintaining management systems like ISO 9001, RC 14001, etc. His core role involves coaching and providing guidance to all levels of management. He is an avid reader and a powerful orator. He was the past VP Education of Mind Academy Toastmasters Club, a champion speaker who made his way to the finals of FATAC 2022 in the last term. Please put your hands together to welcome our second speaker tonight, Toastmaster Murli Rao. Title of the speech by Toastmaster Murli Rao. Over to you, Toastmaster Murli.
Ma'am, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible.
Can you come closer to the camera? You look very far.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Emotions are what make us real, make us human. Emotions means energy in motions. Let your emotion work for you and not against you, says Robert Kiyosaki, author of the famous series Rich Dad, Poor Dad. A very warm good evening, dear friends, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. The last couple of weeks have been rather hectic for me. The hostess of life serving me full morsels of anxiety, guilt, hopelessness on one hand, as well as courage, hope, and love on the other. It's really been hectic. Have you ever wondered that you should not be so hard on yourself? Especially the poor chap who is looking at you, staring at you from the mirror every day morning. This is about a couple of days back, one of those normal evenings. I was floating in my emotions, and as is my habit, I made the call to my wife. She took my call, but immediately kept me on hold. As I waited for her call, I could not help but overhear the conversation she was having with my daughter on the other line. Looks like she was stuck in a wrong train somewhere at 9 o'clock, 9:30 in Mumbai. And here my mind started conjuring up all sorts of scenarios and images. I did not know what should be done. Hey, dear, I did not realize that my wife was back on the line. She said, you were telling me something. I blurted, oh, where is she? Ask her to get down right now, wherever she is. Dear, calm down, my wife said. Don't worry, we'll manage. She will manage and she will come home. Don't worry at all. Oh, will she? I said. And I kept banging the phone right there rather rudely. And there I was making frantic and SOS calls to my daughter. Obviously, she was surprised that I knew of her small misadventure. I told, get down right now, wherever you are, and take the cab back home. She said, Dad, don't worry, I'll take care. I told, no, you have to just get down. My mind totally blinded with rage and I could not realize what I was talking. I banged the phone and after a full 30 minutes, I got a call back from my daughter. She was back home. I breathed easy. And that's when I realized that how could I do that? It was she who was stuck on the train and not me. How bizarre and weird it was that me sitting here in Saudi was trying to manage her in Mumbai. Was it my responsibility to console her and reassure her that things will be okay, and if at all needed, give her some guidance? No, I did not do that. Just thinking of that sent feelings of guilt rushing through myself. I called her up and I told, sorry, beta, I was so worried about you. I was anxious. I'm absolutely sorry. She said, shh, Dad, I know that you care for me, and that's why you did all that. But don't worry, I will manage. You see, I'm your daughter. Those few words put me in calm. I became reassured. I knew my little daughter was now a confident woman. She had actually come back all the way from Bangalore to meet her brother in Mumbai. And that brings me to the next part. The last 2 weeks have been absolutely, emotional for all of us, stressed out, especially because this guy had his 12th results coming on. And you know nowadays, it's all about parents, right? And their expectations. But it was this 17-year-old, with his composure, he showed me the mirror. He told me, Dad, I did whatever I could do to the best of my abilities. And rest assured, we will manage it together, whatever come may. Won't we? These few words, actually of hope, courage, really sent me reflecting. I knew that we will get through all of this as a family together. Dear friends, this is about life. Every time we have a surge of emotions, it is just, remember that it is just energy in motion. It is what makes us human. But try to be more gentle in your approach. Just imagine that if it is used positively, it can motivate people and give hope. But if it is used negatively, it drives people to desperation and hopelessness. Awareness of our own emotions allows us to see with clarity and sets us free. Dear friends, we all want to be free of our fears, insecurities, weaknesses, and become a more courageous, secure, and stronger versions of ourselves, perfect in our imperfections. Shush. Next time, when you get worked up, just simply pause, listen, and feel. It's yet another opportunity to stand up to your loved ones and be counted, and yes, to yourself too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Murli Rao, for that very insightful speech. Indeed, very inspiring. Thank you so much. That brings us to the end of the prepared speech session. Can I have the timer's report, please? Toastmaster Anjali.
Toastmaster Aaron Watson took 6 minutes 22 seconds, and Toastmaster Murli Rao took 7 minutes 11 seconds. Okay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anjali Shri Kumar, for the time report. And since both the speakers are qualified, and I think only 2 speakers, so we'll not be going for a voting, and both of them qualify for the best speaker award. Now, let us move on to the next part, which is the most exciting part of any Toastmasters meeting, which is the table topic session. To conduct today's table topic session, we have with us not 1, but 2 table topic masters. I'm really sorry I could not introduce our second table topic master from Arabian Toastmasters Club, Toastmasters Shiva Sailam. So let's First start with Toastmaster Mudra Sisodia. She will be giving us 3 topics. Then we'll move on to our second table topic master, Toastmaster Shivasaiya. So Toastmaster Mudra is a chemical engineer hailing from Gujarat, India. She's a dedicated employee in a company for past 10 years now. An aspiring entrepreneur, a novice Toastmaster who is trying to learn the ropes. She likes reading books, listening to music, and playing with her son. She is currently serving as a VP PR at Mind Academy Toastmasters Club. Please put your hands together to welcome our table topic master, Toastmaster Mudra Sisodia. Over to you, Toastmaster Mudra.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for such a gentle introduction. So, table topics session in Toastmasters is an important segment which provides a positive confidence building experience, because thinking on your feet and giving a structured speech almost instantaneously, almost instantly is everyone's secret fear. The way to overcome that fear is to face it. Like it is said, do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. We can assure you all, you may be anxious if I call out your name, but after you have had your say for 1 to 2 minutes on the topic, you will be brimming with confidence and also feeling immense relief at having finally delivered the speech. So I invite all of you to this engaging session. I'll just share my screen with you all. Just give me a moment. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Toastmaster Mudra is visible.
Yeah. So I'll be sharing 3 topics. For all of my topics, the only condition that I have is written here. For whatever topic is given to you, you have to share the details of the incident or the event for the topic, and why you chose this particular moment or incident or event, whatever it is, to share with all of us. Okay. So before we move on to the first table topic, I would like to invite Vasanti ma'am to try out the first table topic session. Vasanti ma'am, are you ready?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. So your topic is, please share with us your most recent achievement. Your most recent achievement, ma'am. Over to you, Toastmaster Vasanti Sai Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Mudra, for giving me the good topic. And good evening, everyone, dear Toastmasters. My recent achievement, recently I have won many things in Toastmaster fraternity, as I have won a humorous speech in my own club, and I have stood 3rd place in Area 53. But due to some reasons, Jyoti Warrior has dropped the speech slot. So I went to the division level event. So there even I won 2nd place in division. So that was a great achievement in my Toastmaster fraternity. Now my wall unit, TV wall unit is filled with many trophies. Though I couldn't receive the trophies personally, on my behalf of my husband has received. And he was so fed up to receive all the trophies from the meetings. So that was a great achievement, which is a memorable moment for me. Though even though I couldn't be there, but it will be a great moment for me in my future even. So that is a great achievement recently I have done. And thank you, Toastmaster Mudra. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts. Okay, for the next topic, can I invite Bala sir to be courageous enough?
Sure, table topic master. I will do my best.
Okay, sir. So, just a second. The most special memory of your childhood. Bala sir, your topic is your most special memory from your childhood. Over to you, Toastmaster Bala.
Table topic masters, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, very good evening. As a child, as a kid, growing up in an environment academically, which was not more tilted towards physical education or sports, it was always envious on me and most of my classmates that someday we should be having a jersey with our name printed on it. That was something which was there in our mind, coming from humble background, representing your school, having a jersey with your name on it, with your school or any institution which you're representing, its emblem at the front side, close to your heart, was something which we were longing for. It took almost 12 years. There was a physical educational teacher, Mr. Vayapuri sir, who came when I was in grade 8. We represented our school in the event hockey, field hockey, and he made our dream come true. But we were preparing ourselves at every possible opportunity to prepare ourselves physically fit by playing some game or the other. In the due course, when the right moment came, we grabbed with both hands as a team. Not only myself, the whole class, which had an inclination towards sports, got the maximum of that opportunity. So that moment is something and striking memory from my childhood. So fellow Toastmasters, the message which I thought I should be sharing is, we should be preparing for our dream. Once that particular moment comes, we should be prepared enough to grab it with both hands. Having a dream is something, and just as rightly said by our presiding officer, our actions should be loud enough. When your moment comes, you should be good enough to take it. Table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bala, for sharing your thoughts. Can I invite Arun Vasan sir to take up the next topic?
Sure.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the topic for you is the first purchase that you made from your first salary. The first purchase you made from your first salary, sir. Over
Thank
to you, sir.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. And you have made me literally nostalgic. It's been a very long time, and as first salary, you always have a huge dream, that you want to do this, you want to do that, and but the amount never ever justifies your dream. We get only this much salary, but the wish list is pretty huge, and you're more often than not pretty disappointed. But let's say when I got my first salary back in 90s, I bought 2 sarees with that. One was for my mother, and of course my Perima, that is my mother's elder sister. Both of them used to stay with us only. And I gave this saree to both of them, and it felt good that I didn't do anything for myself, and I was able to respect my parents first, so that I could give that kind of let's say recognition for them for their efforts, and they both of them felt very good, and they blessed me, and I guess it is their blessings which is still helping me all this life. So far, I have absolutely not much complaints. So that was my first thing that I did. But afterwards, my dad had made a huge plan. He said, hereafter, give all your salary to me. I'll handle it. You are not wise enough to invest. So post that, I never had much options or chances to make any further gifts. But I remember the second gift which I did was I bought one set of shoes for myself. It was again a long cherished dream. And I vividly remember walking around that in Lakshmi Machine Works in Coimbatore. Almost everyone noticed me. It felt really good. But that was the end of it. That said, you will never ever save. Give it to me, and with that, it was over. So, fellow Toastmasters, they say that Mata Pita Guru Devo Bhava. And if you can always learn to recognize, you always respect your elders, success will eventually touch your feet. Back to you, Table Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing such a nice message. That brings an end to session 1 of table topic. Now we'll move on to the next session. And for that, I'll hand it over to you, TMOD. Toastmaster Vijita, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mudra, for conducting that table topic session with such zeal. Thank you so much. And congrats to all the participants who gave their best shot. Now let's move on to the second section of our TT session today. We have with us Toastmaster Shiva Sailam. He is a postgraduate in chemistry, working in Sadara Chemical Company, a senior technical specialist in asset integrity division. He's a very enthusiastic and adaptable person who is always ready to accept any role, no matter how challenging it is. Please put your hands together to welcome our table topic master, Toastmaster Shiva Sailam. Toastmaster Shiva Sailam, it's over to you.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for the nice introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Welcome to the table topics. Toastmaster Mudra has given excellent introduction on table topics. I will directly pass to the slides, I feel. I encourage all the speakers to use the word of the day in their speeches, gentle. Let me welcome the first volunteer. Who is the volunteer? Any volunteer, or I will select the person. Any volunteer, please?
I think Safa, Miss Safa is ready, I think.
Yes, okay, nice. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Not yet, sir.
Can you see my screen? Yeah, can you see
No,
my
sir.
screen?
No, sir.
Toastmaster Shiva Sailam, just stop the screen share and again share the screen if it is not visible. It's okay, you can take your time. Just keep the PPT. Yeah, now it's okay. Oh, now it was.
Oh, you are able to see my screen?
Yeah, blink.
You are able to see my screen?
Not now. Again. Yeah, now it is. Started screen sharing. Yes.
Yeah. Toastmasters, Safa, for your topic, what gets you excited about the Independence Day? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's visible. It's visible.
Toastmaster Safa.
Good day, revered Toastmasters of the day. I'm Safa Silsabil, and many things may happen around us, many things may happen to us. But what is important is what happens within us. I was really excited about Independence Day for past several days. When the moment during Prime Minister Narendra Modi told,
The voice is not clear. Is it clear? Or it's only for me?
It's not clear, President.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Safa, the topic was so good. You're good with your flow, but can you please speak little?
can you hear me? Am I audible?
Actually, some disturbance is there. I think maybe air or something.
I don't think so. I switched off everything.
I think we can all once try to switch off our phones and only Safa ma'am can unmute herself and try. We can do that.
Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Can you hear me? Am I audible? 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 Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, this seemed to have worked.
Should I start again? Should I start again?
Not really audible.
Toastmaster, maybe someone else can
Am I
try.
audible now? No, sir.
Yeah, kind of, yes.
Okay. So should I start from the beginning?
Yeah, please.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I'm sorry for the issues. Good day, fellow Toastmasters. I'm Safa Salsabil, and I wish to begin with a quote. Many things may happen around us, many things may happen to us, but what is important is what happens within us. And the topic given to me is very genteel to my heart. What gets you excited about Independence Day? When the moment the Prime Minister Narendra Modi told to keep DP as our national flag, as DP, I was very much excited. And yes, I was just seeing that most people did not keep, but I recommended most of my friends to keep. And also, I was really really excited. I'm a college student, and we do parades and everything and so on. So we all for 75th Independence Day, we all marched together and we made that 75 number. It was most exciteful moment for me. I was very much happy and elated to do that. And today the Prime Minister's speech was also exemplary and it was enormously good. And today morning at 6 a.m., I woke up and I went to Nehru Stadium. Their parade was going on. I went to my school and I even watched the function. It was very nice. I really enjoyed a lot and I had a great fun there. And I even met some old friends and we all wished together and it was really, really exciting. So this was my day about Independence Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Safa, for a wonderful speech. Next volunteer, please. Or I can select Mehul Chauhan. Mr. Mehul, are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Yeah. There you go. This is your topic. What would the India be like today if we had never got independence? Stage first now.
Dear TT Master, fellow Toastmaster of the day, I think India would have been great even if we would not have got the independence. As my grandfather told me once, that when English people were there with us, they were also doing great things to us. So it's all about people. What I believe personally is the people of the country makes us great. Even if we would not have achieved independence, our people, our scientists, our engineers who have made India great, irrespective of whatever personal situation they were coming from, they made India great. The finest example is our two presidents, APJ Abdul Kalam, Draupadi Murmu. They are coming from the remote part of the India, and if they could reach to the pinnacle of a country like India and become a president of country, then it is very much possible that even if we would not have got independence, they would have reached probably the president of Britain if English people would have been here, because of their grit, their personality, and their zeal to achieve the great height in their life. They become successful. And people of India are great. And even if independence or no, it really doesn't matter. Over to you, TT Master.
Thank you, Mr. Mehul. I expected that you will disagree statement, but you given a supported statement. Thank you. Next volunteer, please. Toastmaster Ashik, sir, are you here? Ashik?
Hello.
Yes, Ashik,
Can
sir.
you hear me?
Yeah, can you take the topic, sir?
Yes, I can take the topic. Only thing is, sorry, I couldn't able to on the camera due to the problem of there's some sort of a electricity issue is there. That's the thing I couldn't able to on it. If it is okay, I can able to take it.
Okay, sir. If you can able to take
Hello.
it, you can take. Otherwise, I will pass on to others.
Please.
You can be able to. Yes,
No
okay.
issues at all. Okay.
TT Master, probably you can ask President to try Ramesh Nambiar.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That's good.
Yes, sir. Ramesh Nambiar, sir. Can you take the topic, sir? Next topic.
Actually, Toastmaster Innovation is also the TT evaluator.
Yeah, evaluator also. I am the evaluator also. Is it okay?
Okay, I will evaluate him then.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. So my subject is, what would the India be like today if we had never
No,
got?
next slide, sir. No, this
Yeah,
one, this is already completed.
Okay, okay, yeah.
I will take another slide. Yes, sir, Ramesh Nambiar, sir, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Toastmaster
Can you
Sivasailam,
see?
stop the
Yeah.
screen
Can you
and
see?
do it again. Do it again.
Okay, now, okay.
We can just probably read that topic and put it in the chat box.
Yeah.
Also.
Yes, yes, sir, okay. Independence Day holiday should be a week long, not just a day to celebrate. Do you agree? Ramesh Nambiar, sir?
Yeah, okay. So Independence Day celebration, Independence Day holiday should be a week long, right?
Yes,
Yes, of
not
course.
just a day to celebrate.
Yes, of course, I do agree with that, because Independence Day actually, it is one of the very, very important moment in all, for all of us Indians, because that is the pride of all Indians, Independence Day, because we have to celebrate with a big bang all the time, because we have to have the patriotism, and we have to show our patriotism, and we have to celebrate that. We have to celebrate with all the people, means all the, we have to remember all the freedom fighters, and we have to have some sort of celebrations for our younger generations and for the older generations, and with our Faujis, Jawans, and all of this is required. For this, we need to have a complete week of holiday is required to celebrate with its full spirit and freedom. Actually, we have to celebrate the freedom with a lot of struggle. We got this freedom, and we have to celebrate it, and we have to maintain that spirit all along. Okay, that is my, so I totally agree with that. We have to have a longer holidays so that we can have more fun, and we have to celebrate our freedom more in a big way. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Ramesh Nambiar, sir, for the excellent speech. Now that comes to the end of the table topics, I think. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Table Topic Master, point of order. Actually, there was a volunteer who was coming forward. If there is another topic, probably Toastmaster Murli Rao sir volunteered a couple of times. So if there is a topic.
So yeah, we have other slide also, sir. I will share the other slide.
Probably you can just read it out like last time, sir. Probably you can read out the topic.
Yes, yes. Yes, sure. Yes, I'm just opening the slide. It's not hanging. Yes. Nice to open. The topic is, next topic is, the modern generation does not understand the power and value of independence. Do you agree or disagree? Murali, this is.
Thank you.
Yours,
Master. So the topic is like you told, the modern generation doesn't understand the value of independence. Do you agree or not agree? I think I will disagree on this one because if you look at the younger generation today, they're probably more independent than we think they are. And sometimes, you know, when they are playing with their gadgets, their mobiles and all, their free fun sort of facade they have, we might mistake it that they don't understand independence. But I bet you, they know what they want. And now there are two types of things when we talk about independence. When we talk about independence, for me, it's a very personal thing. Independence for the person itself to do what they think is right, to stand up.
Not audible.
Not audible. Yes. Toastmaster Murali, some problem.
Toastmaster. Yeah.
So, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, when we look at the kids, you know, of the younger generation, they might appear fun-free, you know, fun-loving and all that, but they are clear in their thoughts. And if you look at the older generation, we are bogged down with so much of baggage of trying to prove ourselves. Fortunately or unfortunately, this generation is born in a free India. So they always have known independence. They don't know any other thing. So I would say that if you look at have a closer look at our kids on their aspirations, on how they want to express themselves, model themselves, they are actually the generation of a free India, thinking independently, having their own views, opinions. We might not agree because we have our baggage, but I would say yes, they are independent in the truest sense of the word. Back to you, tabletop.
Thank you, Mr. Murali. Any more volunteer, please? Any volunteer, please?
Let's move on, Toastmaster Sivasala.
Yes. Thank you. What you, Toastmaster?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shivasailam, for that well-conducted table topic session. Let us give our table topic speakers and our table topic masters, Toastmaster Mudra Sisodia and Toastmaster Shivasailam, a loud round of virtual applause. Can I have the timers report, please?
Toastmaster Vasandeep took 1 minute 18 seconds. Toastmaster Bala took 2 minutes 8 seconds. Toastmaster Arun Vasan took 2 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Safa took 1 minute 33 seconds. Toastmaster Mehul 1 minute 53 seconds. Toastmaster Remishan Nambia 1 minute 33 seconds, and Toastmaster Murli Rao 2 minutes 15 seconds. All are qualified.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anjali, for the timers report. I request the vote counter to launch the poll for the best table topic speaker. Moving on to the next session, which is the evaluation session. Please cast your vote. We have with us a very seasoned Toastmaster, a very veteran and experienced Toastmaster Ashik Nasir, who is going to lead the evaluation session. He's a marketing professional working at a training and consultancy firm in the Dammam. He's a veteran Toastmaster with lots of experience and expertise. He was also the past Division O and Area 52 and 53 Director. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Ashik to lead the general evaluation session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for the nice introduction. And sorry that I couldn't be able to on the video due to the technical issues here. So what I do is I will just let me call upon our first to evaluate our first speaker, that is Toastmaster Arun Vasan, who has done the level 1 project 1, and let me call our season evaluator Toastmaster Mehul to evaluate our speaker Toastmaster Arun Vasan. Over to you, Toastmaster Mehul.
Toastmaster Mehul, you need to unmute.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun. Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ashik, for giving me an opportunity to evaluate Toastmaster Arun. The 3 BVs. When I got the topic, I was almost intrigued in the title itself, what this BV could be. And believe me, I had no clue, and I could not get a clue of what this 3 BV means. So that's a classic example of getting the attention of everybody by putting a right title. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Arun, for completing all the objectives of an icebreaker speech. You are having a very genteel personality, a soft voice, and you are a natural orator. I must say, I was quite impressed with the way you delivered your icebreaker speech. It was really interesting to see when you floated the question, who was the first graduate from that particular district where you belong to. It got connection. We all got connected, and our mind started thinking, oh, and I think Toastmaster Bala got it right as well. So that's a classic technique of getting attention of your audience, and you did perfectly well. The ease of language, the comfort of delivering a speech, eye contact, and the hand gestures you use throughout your speech were marvelous. As any speech has few recommendations to made, and what I could catch was there were too many messages in an icebreaker speech. You ended your speech with virtually 3 messages. You gave a message that you gave up the non-veg, then you said that learn art of forgiveness. During the football event, you mentioned that teamwork makes the dream work. So for an icebreaker, too many messages reduces the effectiveness of the message. So if it would have been like an example and a message, and they are well leveraged with each other, that would have been a fantastic speech. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed the way you delivered the speech, the way you delivered an icebreaker speech with so much elegance that really touched my heart. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehul.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehul, for that wonderful evaluation that definitely is going to benefit our speaker, Toastmaster Arun Vasan, and definitely will be benefiting. It will be a great thing for him to improve in the next in the next project as well. With that, let's move on to our second speaker, not to evaluate our second speaker, that is Toastmaster Murali Rao. We have another iconic Toastmaster who's been all over in the contest. Let's put your hands together to welcome our Toastmaster Bala to evaluate our speaker, Toastmaster Murali Rao.
Thank you, General Evaluators, for your kind words. Emotions, if it can inspire your audience and help them move in the right direction, you are a leader. Toastmasters, guests, and Toastmaster Murali Rao sir, in particular, a very good evening to all. Indeed, you capitalize on the speech objectives of your project and you evoked emotions in your audience. Right from the beginning with your speech title, Shh. And I must say the Toastmaster of the day added more flavor by aptly introducing the theme so that it intrigued the audience attention to what is coming their way. Not only that, you came out with a topic which is more common, emotions, and you explained and you started with that. And not only that, you added up an interesting quote from Robert Kiyosaki and a great financial guru himself. So these are all fine nuances of how you can set up your message. And from there, you transited into an emotional roller coaster. The impact. My mentor, DTM quotations are always tells, the greater the impact in your speech, the greater the reflections you leave behind in your audience memory. There was one more textbook presentation when you were explaining about the emotional ride of a father looking to protect his daughter through your body gestures, through your voice, where you made the impact. And then from there, the lessons which you took and handed it in a better way when it came to your son. That is how you learn and how you practice in your day-to-day aspects. The message is not only there realized, it is also practiced. That emphasizes to the listeners how the message is to be transferred to their lives and practice it. And these are your strengths. Creating that impact in your audience through your gestures and your creation of the story structure is your strength. Hold on to that, sir. Everyone has some blind spots. Two areas where I found that I should be sharing it so that you can work upon it. First instance was you built it up, that impact was so intense, it created empathy in your audience. But when you relieve that stress, it was deflating within seconds. So what happened? I lost the momentum of connection with you because I expected what was coming. Probably you could have eased me out of that stress. That was the first thing. Second thing, during this learning process, what was the transformation which happened in you as an individual? However, you explained how we can practice in our life, but what was the transformation which you had in your life? Probably if you had shared, probably that would have been a great take-home message as well. As rightly said by Robert Kiyosaki, being on both the sides of a coin doesn't matter. Being there at the right edge, looking at both the sides leaves you as a better individual. Keeping your emotions intact is always the key in making decisions. A great message, you are a great storyteller. Hold on to your strength in creating the impact in your listener. But also remember, when you have created that impact through your suspense, you have to deflate it in steps. The escalation has to be in steps. The de-escalation also has to be in steps. If you hold on to this, I am sure you are going to inspire people through your emotional storytelling aspect. Looking forward to listen more. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bala, for that. A great evaluation. Definitely, Toastmaster Murali Rao, our speaker, definitely going to benefit out of it. With that, let's move on to our next section, the session of the table topic. And let me call the table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Ramesh Nambiar, to evaluate the table topic session. Toastmaster Ramesh Nambiar, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Ashik Nazir. First of all, congratulations to both the TT Masters for bringing such an interesting topics. Actually, both TT Masters, they did a great job by bringing very interesting and simple and interesting topics for speeches. Our first topic was most recent achievement. Your most recent achievement. This was attempted by Toastmaster Vasanthi. She opened the subject. She opened it very well with a very good opening, and she described her achievement in a very interesting manner. And it was overall, it was very good, but I felt that it was not that much structured. Sometimes I felt that right from the beginning, she jumped into the her achievements, and that could have more a structured way. It would have better also. For the speech itself, you could have explained some more experiences in your achievement. That is also one of the improvement we can think about. The second speaker, of course, it was Toastmaster Balasubramaniam. We all expect a very high, all have some expectation from him. When Bala talks about something, we are expecting something more actually. But of course, he was having a very good opening, and it was more of a structured speech actually. But still, what I felt was that his voice was a little bit too flat today, because normally when Bala speaks, we can have the voice modulation throughout his speeches. But today, somehow it was lacking. That was only improvement that, of course, we can do. And a third speaker was Toastmaster Arun Vasan. Of course, he is a born orator actually, and it was very interesting. His topic was the first purchase from his first salary. So he narrated the event very well. He bought the sari. That is normally for most of the people do to buy sari for mother and sisters and brothers. That is, there was no exception also for Toastmaster Arun Vasan, but he narrated it very well. And his ending was, the speech ending was very good. Mada Pida Guru Devo. It was a nice message to give away. Actually, it was very good. It was overall, it was a very good speech. And our fourth speaker was Safa. What gets excited about Independence Day? That was, she did it very well actually. It looks like she was very much excited with the Independence Day celebrations, and he was experiencing the day in a very joyful manner. And that speech was also very good. Congratulations, Safa. And fifth speaker was Mehul. It was very, very, what you call, what would the India be like today if we had never got independence? That was, of course, most of the people may not agree with what his views, but he did it in a very convincing manner. But anyway, it will always be a debatable subject, means all the time. Okay, yeah. Anyway, but his presentation and his delivery was very good. And the seventh speaker was Murali Rao. Is the modern generation do not understand the value of independence. Do you agree? But he was disagreeing this point, and he did it very well. And with all his with a very good examples, and with he justified his stand with a lot of explanation. Overall, it was a very good attempt and very good speech, very good subject, and all the speakers did justice to the subject. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you.
And speaker 6 is remaining now.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rameshan, for that. And the evaluation of our tabletop speakers, definitely they will have the good and insight into the where to the improvement can be made, and definitely it will help them to improve themselves during the next coming projects and the speeches. With that, let's move on to our last. Yes.
I'll just take a minute,
Yes.
half a minute.
Okay.
I just need to, I promise I will evaluate President Rameshan. You did a great job, President. There's no second thoughts on that. You took up the topic head on, went on smoothly. But somehow I felt that when a question is being given, we have two options. Either we go for the why part or the how part. So I wish you had gone for the why part more and gave more reasons on why you need a 1 week holiday. If you had done that, it would have been more interesting. Otherwise, great outcome. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arunvasan, for on rightly manner come back and just evaluating our last speaker. Thank you so much. And let's move on to our to call upon our grammarian once again to welcome Toastmaster Mehul to submit his grammarians.
Thank you, General
Toastmaster
Evaluator,
Mehul,
once again. I'm really I'm delighted grammarian word master today, because all of us have used the word of the day genteel in a very generous manner. Looking at the count, Vasanti madam used once, Arun sir used once, Bala sir used it once, Murli sir once, Mudra madam, Safa madam, and Vijita madam used it as well. Looking at the phrases, there are a couple of really nice ones. Freedom of mind is a real freedom. Toastmaster Rameshan used it. You can take Indian out of India, but you cannot take India out of Indian, by Vijita madam. Teamwork makes the dream work, by Arun sir. It was impressive. Emotions make us real and human, and by Robert Kiyosaki. Let your emotions work for you, not against you, from the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. That was a really good one, by Toastmaster Murli Rao. Safa said, what happens near you, what happens around you, but the most important is what happens within you. Last but not the least, Mata, Pita, and Guru Deva Bhava. Those were really very impressive use of the phrases. I did not really catch hold of any negative use of the language. I think we used the language pretty comfortably from the grammarian perspective. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehul, for that wonderful evaluation of our language and given a lot of suggestion. And since we come to the end to submit the report for our evaluators. Dear timer. Hello.
Toastmaster Mehul took 3 minutes 5
Could you
seconds.
please submit your timing reports for our evaluator?
Evaluations. My voice is audible, right? Toastmaster Mehul took 3 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster
Yes,
Bala.
audible.
3 minutes 53 seconds, and Toastmaster Rameshan Nambiar 5 minutes 19 seconds. Only Toastmaster Mehul got qualified.
Toastmaster Ashik, please continue.
So I think in that case, there is no need of voting. So we anonymously evaluated. With that, let me, this is now, it's my meeting today. It's a nice team you have brought up. Am I audible to all of you? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello. I hope I am audible to all of you.
Yes, you are audible.
As today's Independence 75th anniversary, it is Independence anniversary of India, and it's nicely all the assignees as well as all the role players have been lined with that particular thought, like table topic speaker, table topic masters, we bringing the topic in line with that particular theme of the day, and it's really enjoy, and it's a great moment for us. For Independence Day of a country is a great moment to all citizens of the country. So definitely it's an enjoyable moment, and I think I will apologize for that could be able to on my camera due to the technical issue. So with that, I really enjoyed, and it's a even though the meeting and with the productive speakers coming into play, and they have delivered the speech and a great evaluation followed it for the benefit of the speakers as well, and followed by a table topic session, which is a great session. With that, I think it's a great meeting. Let's congratulate all the, including the for table our Toastmaster of the day for putting out the great show. And with that, let me hand over back to our Toastmaster of the day. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashik Naseem, for the well-conducted evaluation session. Please give a big round of virtual applause to Toastmaster Ashik and his team of esteemed evaluators. It's now time to know the winners tonight. May I call upon the vote counter, Toastmaster Vasanthi, to announce the winners. Toastmaster Vasanthi, it's over to you. I think she got disconnected.
Yes, Toastmaster of the day.
Toastmaster Bala, can you please?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. I'll declare the winners. So actually, for the prepared speech session, we have both of them getting qualified. So we have a joint winners over there, Toastmaster Arun Vasan sir and Toastmaster Murli Rao sir. And also being a joint venture today, and it's a joint winners today at the table topic session. So I think we can leave it there on a happy note. No need to break it up. The winners on the table topic session is Toastmaster Mehul sir and Toastmaster Arun Vasan sir. And the evaluation session, we had only one person getting qualified. So Toastmaster Mehul sir takes over the podium as the best evaluator for the evening. So that note, thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bala, for chipping in as our vote counter tonight. And congratulations to all the winners. And it's indeed interesting to notice that in the TT session, we have joint winners from both the clubs. Indeed, very heartening. Congrats to all of you for a very interesting session, I would say. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, this brings us to the end of the educational session. It was indeed a quality meeting with a lineup of such an efficient team of assignees, inspirational and informative prepared speeches, engaging and thought-provoking TT session, and constructive evaluation session. Let's keep learning and let's keep growing together. Stepping into the shoes of the Toastmaster of the Day was a very exciting experience for me. I've enjoyed being your Toastmaster of the Day and hope you all had a very enjoyable session too. I express my sincere gratitude to both the VP Educations, Toastmaster Vasanthi and Toastmaster Mehul, for giving me this wonderful learning opportunity. Thank you and good night. And once again, I wish all of you a very happy Independence Day. Over to you, Mr. President. Toastmaster Rameshan, it's over.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Vijitha Murali. So it was a very interesting session. Fellow Toastmasters, what do you think? Yes, it was
Indeed.
a very interesting session. In fact, all the assignees, Toastmaster of the Day, Vijitha Murali has did a good job. Of course, our attendance was slightly less, but still it was not felt actually. She did it in a very exciting manner. Our grammarian and word master also, she did a very excellent job with the last minute role, taking the role in the last minute. He did it very well. And general evaluator also did the job very well, Mr. Ashish, and all the vote counter Vasandi madam, and the timer, and all the sergeant at arms, all the people, they did their part very well. Thank you very much, everyone, for doing this, for performing this session in a very professional way. And it was a very well conducted meeting, actually. Thank you very much, VP Education, Toastmaster Mehul, for the VP Education of Mind Academy Toastmasters Club, and VP Education of Arabian Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Vasanthi, for bringing up this joint meeting. Because always the joint meetings are, it is an excellent foundation to build our association. We can meet together, and we can interact together, and it will give better opportunities for networking. So with that note, once again, I congratulate all the assignees and all the winners. And once again, wishing all of you a very happy Independence Day. Over to you, President Arun Vasan.
Thank you, President. And yeah, I have I'm actually run short of words to describe Toastmaster of the Day's efforts today. When you don't have a huge audience, your best doesn't exactly come out. But the number doesn't matter for her, or in fact, it doesn't matter for any one of us sitting here. Whether it's 1 or 100, we give in 100%. I think it was very well exemplified today by all the assignees, and the way we have been working almost like a single family. I would say that probably because of the number of meetings we have had, we are like a slightly elder brother kind of a stuff. But you guys are like rocking. You have made this day is very emotional to all of us. You can't deny that 75th day. We want to have some very special memories to carry, look back, and then probably tell our grandchildren also, look, man, when it was 75th. We had a great meeting. The number was less, but we didn't give up. That's the spirit we have always been having, and that's the spirit we will always be moving on. So thank you. This is from my bottom of my heart. You all guys have been rocking today. I don't want to name anyone. Even if I take the case of Ashik, Toastmaster Ashik, he there is no power in his place. But he has a job to do, and he will do it. It doesn't matter how, but he will get it done. And that shows our true spirit that we need to highlight. So great. I thank you, all of you. You made my evening a great, memorable one. With that, I will, let's say, end the meeting. We'll have Arabian Toastmaster will probably have our next meeting on 31st August. That's one thing I just wanted to announce. If there is nothing else to discuss, probably we can wind it up.